Welcome to what is essentially a first purposefully recorded video for this particular channel. I decided to make it so that I can move on from my Final Fantasy content a little bit and just go into a little bit more of a variety. Funnily enough, the channel's name is Vplays, and the first thing that we're doing is actually watching something, but I just could not resist this. I'm actually just super interested in whether or not this is gonna turn into a shit show or not. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this stream. Actually, the chat has already been going crazy. There's all kinds of predictions for the new expansion. Some people are like, the new WoW expansion is what was it? World of Warcraft 14 or the World of Copium or whatever. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. And today I have a little company. This little guy did not go to his daycare because he is sick. So he's at home. So we're gonna watch together, apparently, but that's okay. That's okay. We can't play music right now. We're gonna watch the expansion reveal. We're not gonna play the expansion. We're not gonna. It's YouTube, yes, but we're not gonna play this expansion. That's what matters. We are just here. We're not gonna subscribe to. How are we subscribed? We are subscribed. Dang, we already are.
Where's the subscribe?
It's right here. Subscribe is right there. But yeah, luckily we can't do it twice. We only did it once. It's a mistake you can't make twice. No, I'm just kidding. Are you gonna unsub? Oh, come on. We're fine like this. We do want to follow these news. I was a bit mean. But we do still want to see this. I love it when he watches my videos and he goes like, subscribe to mommy's videos. I did not even teach him that. I don't know who did, but
So kids.
now he knows that. Alright, well, let's watch this. We're gonna watch this? Are we gonna watch it together? Or are you not interested? I mean, I'm a little excited for the news. I'm not excited for the game because, like, I've already kind of given up on the thought of actually playing. Oh, they're gonna play their art. Do you know what? They actually have good art. Like, I can't really complain. And do you know how they always say that the WoW art team has been carrying like the entire, I don't know, franchise and the IP and everything on their backs? They are kind of right. I mean, the art has always been and probably will continue to be amazing. Even the lore is good. Even the base of the lore is well established, but like they're just like not managing to put it together into something that people will actually truly enjoy for like 2 years. But I don't know. I'm at least excited for the people who want to play the expansion. I'm kind of reconciled, I think, in a way that I know I don't want to, but at the same time I want to see like what they've come up with, because this is their big moment. One of the first supposedly, big moments after the scandal that erupted and everything, after Shadowlands, after the whole fiasco. Like, it's supposed to be big. It's supposed to be good. Like, after Microsoft, let's see what they've been able to do. If they've actually been able to just compile it into something useful. Oh, Lich King. Some people are like predicting the return of the Lich King content in the next expansion, but I doubt it. Even though a lot of people would legitimately enjoy it, I think they really kind of blew it at the with like the ending of the raid, with like what, turning Arthas into, well, essentially a spore, and just kind of spitting into all these players' faces, because they did promise and they did say of the at the very beginning of the expansion, at the beginning of Shadowlands, they said that they were gonna, not sell these characters cheap. And that's something that we all kind of went into, like the thought that we harbored, the thought that we, carried with us through Shadowlands. And in the meantime, the WoW did kind of lose me, but at the same time, like, I was always like, I don't know, on the side of all of it, just kind of, watching everything unravel, waiting, and just kind of, wanting to see what they're going to do with all these characters. And then I see that cinematic. I see, Arthas essentially becoming, well, Lich King, whatever, becoming like a big blue ball of light that, you can't even collect as your 50 anima reward. And it was just sad. But I think even though there are some mistakes that they probably haven't fully learned from, because some mistakes, admittedly, they never will admit as mistakes, I'm at least hoping that an amount of community feedback that happened over the past couple of years will at least be taken into consideration and will be viewed differently. Unfortunately, things get viewed differently only after you kind of sit down and look at these metrics and see how many people decided not to trust them with their money, with their wallets anymore. And only once that's settled, only once there's like a real consequence of you having to go up to your investors, up to the media and everything, and you have to report on these things, only after that does it become, I don't know, meaningful in a way. Even though the feedback has always been there, the good ideas from the community have always been there. It's just that you can't really complain that there is an overwhelming amount of replies to go through or ideas to consider or whatever. Is is it right to never consider these ideas? Um, just because there's too many of them, just because you have, I don't know, so many different people saying so many different things. And is it then right to create a shadow council of like 100 people to decide over other people's destiny? Like, I don't know. Like, no matter what they do, there's gonna be people who are unhappy about it. But at the end of the day, all that matters to everyone is them making a good game. If they don't, sit down and make a universally good product that doesn't make people feel bad about their free time spent or whatever, what's the point? The only thing that they really need to do is play their own game and replay it, not the way they imagine people will play it, but the way it's been proven that the community of World of Warcraft players approach this content. You can have this like idealistic way of like seeing things and assuming that that's how everyone's gonna do it and enjoy it, but most people just want to live in their MMO world, I suppose. No matter how casual they are, no matter how I don't know, little time they have to play when they log in, they want to feel like it's a world. They don't want to feel like it's another job that they have to do, which essentially is the most important thing. If they manage to fix that, if they create an experience where when you see another player in the world, you're gonna, I don't know, maybe not necessarily feel compelled to say hi to them, but like you'll consider them as a part of that world and not just fully ignore their existence because you have so many other things that you have to do before the daily, before the weekly reset, before whatever. Like, if they just allow you to just kind of, I don't know, stop and smell the roses a little bit and cut down on the amount of content that you have to do to get yourself anywhere, if they cut down on that and if they just are confident enough that the world is good enough, and if they allow you to explore it and give you a good enough incentive to actually go out there and explore it on your own terms as well as the game's terms. That's kind of what I feel Final Fantasy has done, and it's been good. It's been good. Those were the reasons why I've been happy with like playing Final Fantasy, and it feels kind of weird to sit here and watch this video, watch this stream as an ex-player. I'm gonna try my best to not be, I don't know, condescending or mean or skeptical or whatever. Like, for now, like, my standpoint is, like, I'm not about to get myself into World of Warcraft again. I'm just kind of going to look at this from, I don't know, from a perspective of a curious, just kind of, you know, standbyer who's just here to, I don't know, watch the news or whatever. These are not my news. These are just, you know, new. These are your news. This is something that you care about. And if you clicked on this video, obviously, you care about what people are gonna say. So I want to be as objective as possible, and I want to put my feelings aside as much as possible, even though, I don't know, on one hand, you know, feelings are also content. Like, I'm not gonna put them aside. But at the same time, I don't know, like, I don't wanna start off watching this, I don't know, bitter about like all the stuff that like all the time that I invested into the game and it ended the way it ended. I don't regret my time in WoW. I just, like with every other breakup, I guess. I don't know, like you always kind of, you know, feel sad about ending because it came to the point where it had to end. But sometimes good things happen after these breakups, and sometimes it's for the best. But WoW and I are not on bad terms, hopefully not, so I'm just here to, I guess, to see what my ex is doing and how they're getting on. But yeah, I'm weirdly excited for this, to be honest. I want to see what they have planned. Are we even gonna look at the chat? I don't know. Like, I don't think we should. I think I'm just gonna zoom in on this. Is this a bit quiet? It is a little quiet. I'm gonna try to turn it up a little. Okay, hopefully this is not gonna mess up the... Okay, I'm gonna crank it up a little. Why do I have German captions? What? That was weird. What? I don't know what that was, but they do speak English. That's what matters. This, to be honest, was one of the best cinematics. That's the only WoW cinematic that I cried to, I think.
Hi everyone, I'm John Haidt, General Manager for Warcraft, and with me today are my friends Ian Hazacostas, who is the Game Director for World of Warcraft, and Holly Longdale, who leads up the production team for WoW Classic. I really appreciate you tuning in. I know we're really excited to be able to give you updates on what's happening in World of Warcraft, but first I want to thank our community for all the feedback you've given us this year, and especially our Community Council. You've helped shape and influence the updates that we've done recently and what you're going to see in...
I haven't been following.
But really, for Shadowlands in particular, the story of the last 9 months or so of this expansion is all about the community, and it's shaped by what we've been hearing from them, and us realizing as a team that we just collectively needed to do a better job of making sure the community felt heard. And so
some of the community is going to be like, oh, we did this? Oh no!
Some of the assumptions and foundations of World of Warcraft about things like character investment and mains versus alts, or how catch-up should work, or the appropriate role of friction in our systems. And I think 915 represented a step in the direction of letting players have more freedom to play World of Warcraft the way they want to play it. And we really built our Eternity's End content update from the ground up.
Is it too late, though?
What are some of the things...
Like, for me, it is.
Said that
I don't trust that.
For Eternity's End.
Things like the method and pacing of acquisition of the Covenant Legendary item, tons of tuning, and I think every step of the way, we were listening to make sure that we were carrying forward those lessons learned in the course of 915.
Like, the game is like, what, 16, 17 years old?
Classic was really...
How do you get to the point
they continued
where
to help guide
you have to learn these things 1 year into an expansion?
About the world, the players that inhabit it, And we are, in a lot of ways, curators and caretakers of that journey and of that experience. And so once this classic community formed and grew, we had to listen to them.
It's this tide of listening to the community and paying attention to what is a good experience for our players now.
Like, the only reason Classic exists is because you don't have to pay an additional sub fee for
It's a
it.
season of fresh start.
But you just get it.
And initially, we were talking about it like it was going to
Or
be
maybe
a
that's
fresh
why
start. Let's
the modern
in
game
a
still
season, it'll
exists,
be
because
about
you
a
still
year.
get to play that
And when the
while playing
community talked
Classic.
about it, we started seeing this upswell.
Yeah, the team just took that idea and ran with it and turned, what started out as a small community project into this Soul of Iron system that became a centerpiece of Season of Mastery and a whole new opt-in hardcore mode that we've seen communities built around.
They're a bit quiet.
Lots of, thrilling victory and painful defeat.
I think.
5 hours. I made it 5 hours.
Yeah, and it continues. Like Burning Crusade Classic, we wanted to balance the Paladin seals between Horde and Alliance, so we made an addition there. We wouldn't have gotten there without the community's input.
That's sad.
Influence the community. You've got another update and pretty significant controversial change for this.
Yeah, cross-faction play coming in 9.2.5. Which is on a public test realm now as a big
Ian,
centerpiece.
cross-faction. You're breaking.
I don't even know how they explained that.
Yeah, it's something.
How come
it's
we're
not
friendlies
a
now?
decision by any means, and I think this is another one of those areas where really we try to take to heart community feedback and requests and ask ourselves as a team whether there's a way to accommodate such an earnestly held desire and still feel like we're being true to the roots of the game. I think players desire to play with their friends who might prefer a different faction.
No, this cinematic, this happened one time.
Identify with, even
This
though
is
they're regular
this never repeated after that.
For me, I play a lot of alts, and I love absorbing the story.
And now it like serves the basis
Having that
for
ability to
cross-faction
play with all
play.
of my friends across
That one
the-
cinematic.
Fantastic.
At the end of the day, the battle cry is for the Horde. It's not against the Alliance. It's not death to the Alliance.
Oh,
It's
come on.
pride in one's faction. And I think there's a way to preserve that and even
Oh my god.
giving players the ability to make the same choice we've seen the greatest heroes make time and time again.
I can't wait to
Come
use it. I've seen a lot of
on.
my friends that I never knew had a max level character in the other faction suddenly come out of the woodwork.
And then, with these cross-faction groups, many of them are going to be diving into something new that we're doing to kind of cap off Shadowlands, a Season 4. Kind of a remix, a bit of a greatest hits, revisiting all of our raid zones across the expansion, bringing in some familiar older favorites into the Mythic Plus rotation. And we recognize this is kind of
that's
a
good.
closing chapter.
Admittedly,
send
that's
off
good change.
To Shadowlands. As everyone gets ready for what happens next and what will come next, want to give any
Not good
challenge
enough to
everyone
come back. but-
Really cool stuff for modern WoW players. I'm super excited about the gear upgrades that you're going to give me and the chance to go back and play some of those awesome raids.
There's a lot to explore. Very exciting.
For our next adventure in World of Warcraft, we're going to go back to Azeroth. We're going to a space with high fantasy. I mean, our fans of Azeroth for a long time. This has been kind of the foundation of much
Is
of the
this the
lore
new
of WoW.
expansion announcement?
So, without further ado, let's watch
guess.
the cinematic.
All right. Let's see this. "10,000 years ago." Oh man.
The world has been sundered.
Oh.
It cries out in pain.
Like the Titans and the Firsts and
We must go to its aid. We entrust our ancestral home to you, the Watchers.
yeah, you can't go more back home than this, I suppose. But how do we fit into this?
In slumber, hidden, even from our own eyes. You will feel our return in the waking of the land. Then, you must light the beacon of Tearhold, lest the path home be lost to us forever.
wish I could say I was hyped, but it's not happening.
It's Barda.
What?
It's Barda.
Yeah.
Where's the animal?
Not a very stylish cinematic either. Okay, I mean the dudes are cool, but no, it's still not calling me back. No, I feel nothing. How sad is that? After so many years. This is not calling to me. This looks like Torghast. Hopefully no more Torghast. New throne? Okay. I'm not understanding much.
No, can I ask you?
Okay, this is the Godzilla moment, I guess. Oh, ooh. Yeah, that. No, I'm not understanding much of this. I don't know who's who, like I can't name them, but I'm not really in touch with what happened 10,000 years ago. Like, lore people will know a lot more about this than me. I'm just here for the shinies, to be honest. I don't know if I should feel guilty. Am I supposed to know who they are? Oh, that's not Strasza. That has to be her. See, I don't know the lore of the past. That's why this is all so confusing to me. Okay, so different aspects of the dragons. That's actually kind of cool.
The world is healing. But her fate is yet uncertain.
Why is this reminding me of the 12? Like, it's like giving me off that vibe.
Together,
Maybe because we just went to the raid.
shall be Azeroth's protectors once again. Here, the new age of dragons shall begin.
Okay. Dragonflight. Okay. If it's dragons, let there be dragons. You know? Like, how can
Dragons!
Dragons.
how can it be bad if it's dragons, right?
No one saw it coming. Carefully kept secret.
coming.
But seriously, I mean, what did we just see there?
The awakening of the Dragon Isles, the return of dragons, the dawn of a new age. Right, we've seen Rathian searching for his father's legacy, searching for the Dragon Isles. There's a reason why he hasn't been able to find them until now.
The beacon going off, is that summoning the dragons?
It is removing the concealment that had hidden the Dragon Isles,
Oh,
but also
okay.
beckoning the dragons back urgently in a time of need.
I assume pretty good variety of locales within the Dragon Isles.
Yes, the Dragon Isles, as kind of standard for WoW expansion, consist of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone that we'll get to in a second.
Oh, that's actually
A
pretty
little bit
cool.
about how the team found ways to thread the dragon aspects throughout the environments.
The Dragon Isles are a place that is lush and primal.
Oh, that's
bursting
pretty.
with
That reminds me of
energy. As
Draenor a
Azeroth
little.
herself reawakens, those primal forces are expressed throughout the environment, whether it's magma activity, volcanic activity, whether it's the icy wastes of the Azure Span. And each one of those
At least there's variety.
the Dragonflight that we've seen before. And it's going to be an amazing place for players to arrive at and explore.
All right, you know I'm going to ask.
Yes, okay, so
Can I be a dragon?
let's start getting into some features here and what Dragonflight means
That'd be
for you,
cool.
as well as just a place. So first off, yes, we have an all-new playable race, the Drakthir race.
Yeah.
What?
A dragon, a draconic race, but dragons
Dang. Okay, that's
have the
cool.
ability to take on a humanoid form.
What classes can they be?
That is
They
cool.
have unique abilities as literally a dragon. That doesn't quite fit.
Like
our existing
big
classes.
lizards.
And so what we're doing is this is not
Not like aura,
but
but
it's also a new class. You know, adding a new race to World of Warcraft and not just an ally
Yeah.
race is something that we don't do lightly. But telling this expansion story so focused around dragons,
they look
like
okay.
the perfect time for it. So if you are a Drakthir, you will be the Evoker class. Drakthir can only be Evokers, Evokers can only be Drakthir. And the reason why only a Drakthir could be an Evoker is that an Evoker is really combining the ability to call
What's
upon
an
the magic
Evoker?
of the different aspects with the unique physical gifts that a Drakthir has, the ability to actually
I don't even
take
know.
flight, do an Onyxia-style strafing deep breath over the battlefield, land on the other side.
Okay, that's kind of
knock everyone
badass.
back, wing buff it, and then unleash your magical abilities.
Yes, please.
The Evoker has two specializations.
No.
A hero of either range DPS or healer.
No, it doesn't make me want to play.
Figured, you know, with the new hero
I'm just,
class,
like,
classic
looking at it.
Years, we have enough melee, we don't need
Dumping, but
and also probably don't need any more leather wearers.
Raid leaders are going to love you for that.
no.
Exactly. This is definitely a hero class.
And evokers
that
can
means that, you know, like the
only
Death
be
Knights before
them,
or
so it's
Demon
kinda
Hunters
tied
will be
together.
starting level 58, and then they're going to have a new starter zone. So they're going to have a slightly different journey into the
I thought they could be like
opposed to
mages
the
and
rest of us
stuff.
that are sailing there from other parts of Azeroth.
Can you talk
Apparently
a
not.
little bit about the customizations? Like what is going to be able to identify my Drakthir character?
Basically anything and everything. You know, skin color, hair color, jewelry.
Okay, that's pretty.
Tattoos, other adornments. You can make this character the expression of your identity in Azeroth.
New zone,
I wish auras could do that.
your
Like
race,
turn a little
tell us
more
about some of the
lizardy and
system.
will.
Features.
Of course,
That'd
new
be
expansion
cool.
brings with it, you know, new systems, new features. I think in recent expansions, one of the things we've tended to do is really have these deep features that were closely tied to a specific expansion that would then get left behind as we moved on. And we've heard loud and clear from players that, you know, it's kind of a bummer to start off every new expansion by leaving a large part of your character behind, by leaving a large part of your progression behind.
True.
This time around, what we're doing is really pouring all of our energy into permanent revamps, overhauls, and improvements to World of Warcraft's core systems. Things like our progression systems, in this case, our talent
So,
system, is something.
how do you get to carry it with you?
We want to take a look at our UI. We want to take a look at professions.
So with the talent revamp and the arrival of Classic, did you learn anything about how our talents work?
I think seeing a new generation of players play with those talents and work through those talent trees really underscored some of the things that, frankly, we lost when we shifted to the Mists of Pandaria style talents.
Can't like show the chat.
A piece of that was some of just the granular
And have us
feeling
play,
getting a
right?
level and spending a point to customize your character to make yourself a bit better in some specific way.
No.
But also, you know, that sense of hybridity that you could have. That's something that we've largely lost. And so the new talent system avoids directly pitting player power throughput choices directly against those sort of utility hybrid choices, because we know that there's always a right outcome there. And we also understand that, you know, there's a lot of strength in the flexibility of the modern talent system to let players customize their talents for a particular encounter or for dungeons versus PvP, and we don't want to lose any of that.
So John, UI?
Oh my God.
I just kind of want to see a little bit of the chat.
30-inch monitor, trying to keep track of where I am on the map, all my buffs, and over here, what's going on in chat. It has literally made my eyes go like this. So
You're not alone in that. We've made a lot of incremental changes and additions over
I
the
hope
years.
so. Like in Final Fantasy, I don't feel that way.
And so we're excited to really modernize the look and feel while staying true to the origins of World of Warcraft. Now, at the same time, we're not looking to take away the
People seem excited. That's what I wanted to
Add-ons
see.
are still there if you want them, but we want a much better default out-of-the-box experience
If they
for all
would.
players, new and old alike.
and can I reduce elements, remove elements? If I want to explore the world and see the beauty of Azeroth,
When it comes to
Okay.
specific elements, as much as possible, we want to let players choose what to show and what to hide so that they can control it themselves.
People in the chat are recognizing aura.
I have a critical question about this.
Go on.
Can I wear a chef's hat?
Yeah, I knew it.
Our approach to professions in Dragonflight is really all about delivering on fantasy and identity as a crafter. And so if you want to be a serious blacksmith, if you want to be a great leather worker, we want to deliver the ability to invest time and energy into that, become a master crafter, be able to make items that are in demand.
Mastercrafts!
One of the big pieces that we want to do to support that is
Where have I heard that before?
more convenience than just spamming trade chat all day. But if you are someone, you're not yourself a blacksmith, but you have a bunch of mats and you want them forged into a great sword, you can put that work order up, list your mats, offer a commission, and a skilled blacksmith can come along and make you the weapon of your dreams.
How hard is it going to be to level a profession then?
Go to Dragon Isles. Can I have a dragon?
What's the fantasy of dragons, if not soaring over the lands? And so we're really excited to introduce.
Okay, that's a cool mount animation.
It's dynamic with,
I hope there's not going to be like 5
bombs, the ability to
different mounts and 20 reskins.
in a way that should be much more exciting.
Because that would be sad.
Made available in the past, but that's also available.
That would be so sad.
Customizable dragon mount right from the start.
So
Customizable dragon mount? What?
Learn over time, right, to become an awesome dragon rider.
Yes, you'll be able to sort of upgrade aspects of your flight, but you will have this new form of flight from the start. And the dragon companion that you have is, of course, very thoroughly customizable, which is a new thing for us for mounts. This is not just a generic
that rig, that skeleton already exists. What? Oh,
yours.
Okay.
What do you
Take
want
it back.
scales to look like? Horns, the shape of its head, other
We don't have that kind of money.
armor pieces, and more. Take your pick.
This is so cool.
So the Dragonflight expansion is going to see players leveling to 70, going to the all-new continent of the Dragon Isles, which consists of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone for our Drakthir class, as well as a range of systems revamps, such as a new talent system, an overhaul and update to our UI, and an entirely fresh look at professions with more depth than ever before. Also getting around the Dragon Isles is going to come in the form of dragon riding, which lets you customize and upgrade your own mount so that you can fly in a sense.
Can you only do that in Dragon
New
Isles?
expansion. We have a new set of dungeons, a raid, and much more to come.
We also have an alpha that will be starting up in the future.
Check out our website for more information and keep an eye out for those opt-in signups if you want to help us test out Dragonflight and give us even more feedback to make it better.
We do have a deep dive that follows this, so please stay around. Classic players, we haven't forgotten about you. You could probably guess where we're going to go next. One of the all-time favorite expansions for World of Warcraft. Let's watch the cinematic.
Is this gonna be like a new cinematic or a revamp of the old one, or I don't know how they do them.
Got it. Did you think we had
Oh god.
just begun? My king yet.
Would you do this?
This kind of reminds me of
Son,
the Hearthstone cinematic
the very
from the
forests of Lordaeron.
Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion. That was a good one.
Arthas.
Okay. That's Indra? Of course it is.
Come to an end. You shall be king.
$2022? It's not next year? This year?
It's just incredible, isn't it? Every time.
No, that was a good
I see
one.
The cinematic, I get chills. No pun intended. I do. I get. As you saw, Wrath of the Lich
Pun totally
King
intended.
Classic is coming this year. It brings back so many memories. When you see that cinematic, what do you remember from Wrath of the Lich King?
Anytime you want to talk about undead frozen dragons, how can you not go back to Syndragosa as the source? That was the first expansion I played with my youngest son. So I can remember on that platform, black goo and chunks of ice falling off and having to repeat that battle with the Lich King. But when we finally downed him, it was such an incredible moment. He jumped up out of his room and I jumped up out of my office. We're like, yeah, did it. So it's a very lasting tale for me.
Oh, so they weren't even in the same room?
This expansion, you will
That feels bad.
be able to play the Death Knight. They will start at level 55. You don't have to have a high level character to make a Death Knight. So everyone will be able to make
Thank
one.
God.
We're excited to give players some time before Wrath officially launches to get geared up and ready to jump into Northrend with everybody else.
And there are so many zones and areas to explore in Northrend, and I want us to talk about some of our favorites. So for me, Grizzly Hills has a very special place in my heart. The music was some of the best I've experienced in World of Warcraft.
I still make my way all the way up to Storm Peaks to try and find the time-lost proto-drake and have yet to get it.
I've got to say Dragonflight. The wide open nature of the zone, Wormrest Temple in the center of it, it's an unforgettable expansion as both a developer and a player and kind of making that transition from
Yeah, that was
one to
made
the other.
by
Now let's
completely
talk about
different people
changes.
back in the
One
day.
thing we looked at is Dungeon Finder, and it feels like how we envision Classic, Dungeon Finder is not a good fit for our community.
That was kind of the first step that may have eroded some of that social fabric. Now, as people have gone through the experience of going back to vanilla, rebuilding those groups, relying on each other, not wanting necessarily a random participant just to show up and then leave.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But today,
Dungeon Finder is not necessarily bad. Dungeon Finder doesn't necessarily create a bad
that different
community.
experience.
Yes.
Let's make sure that's what we continue to give them.
That
Whatever,
brings right
you know?
into arena teams in Burning Crusade Classic. So we listen to the community and we remove that because individual rating is preferable and a better experience for them than arena teams. Also, with Wrath of the Lich King, Barbershop, which allows you to customize your character. We're going to be adding a few more options that were not existing when Wrath launched. But also there's another side of this where we are not going to charge a real money fee. It was a paid character customization fee, right?
Yeah.
It seems the right thing to do that just be available in-game for gold and we add more options to it, right?
It's sort of like spell batching in a sense. There's a lot of technical advancements, and it's not about the philosophy of what makes Classic classic and what brings people together. It's just what's the better experience, and let's not.
It's about how to not make people feel like you're stealing from them.
Nostalgia, and we're happy to say this is one of those cases.
So Wrath, the level cap's being increased to level 80, so we'll be introducing a level 70 boost so that players who want to get in with their friends or just
course,
explore
there's gonna be a
Northrend right
boost.
away will be able to do that. You can't apply it to a Death Knight, but you will be able to use it otherwise.
That's some experience.
And of course, we have Inscription, a whole new profession, so we're really excited about that. Yeah, and as we continue this road to Wrath, we're going to be looking to getting a lot more feedback on beta, and we'll make changes as we need to.
Such an exciting time to be playing World of Warcraft. We have the return of the Wrath of the Lich King.
Here's how you can pay money to not actually play the game.
With Dragonflight. We're so excited to be able to bring
And a bunch of people
to
will
you.
play,
Don't forget,
pay to
there's
not
a deep
play,
dive on Dragonflight
and then
with
play only a little bit.
information. Thank you so
Jesus.
much for spending this time with us, and we'll see you in Azeroth.
And we'll see you in Northrend.
And in the Dragon Isles.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna be sticking around for the deep dive, and I'm gonna turn off the chat. Oh my god, okay, there we go. I am interested in the story and the lore, at least interested enough to go and watch those cinematics as they come out and just kind of, comment on them and see how the story is developing. I've moved far away from, being someone who will initially level and finish the story and then be like, okay, what is my end game? End game is something that I don't care about anymore when it comes to World of Warcraft, so there's no reason for me to kind of go back and play it, I suppose. But I did enjoy seeing this. I think the fact that they added a new race even overshadowed like the main theme of the expansion, even though yes, the main theme of the expansion is dragons, I think the fact that players are going to have directly something to do with that, as in be one in a way, that's pretty cool. And I think that this is definitely a good time to announce that. And I'm actually honestly happy that they did, because a bunch of people will be super excited about it. Unfortunately, with WoW, that means that like if you have one character, you're gonna have to abandon most of your progress on that character to even have that as a main or have that as your alt. So the alt system is still something that's insurmountable for me. I've moved past that, and I've forgotten about how annoying and difficult it is to maintain alts in WoW or any MMORPG, and I no longer play MMORPGs where I need to actively, maintain an alt. So I will be happy to, sit back and observe what's happening. This kind of feels like okay news. I'm not gonna say good, because every time I've ever said that something was, good, I was overly optimistic and it turned out to be shit. But I'm just hoping that this is gonna be something that people enjoy more than they did Shadowlands, because at the end of the day, they are coming home. Anyways, that's going to be it for me when it comes to this video. If you are new to the channel, which I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you are, because the channel is new too, you are more than welcome to subscribe. My main channel is mostly Final Fantasy XIV content. You can find the link in the description. This one will be more focused on variety content, other games that I've been wanting to play, some highlights, some behind the scenes, and just kind of an additional window into my content that that doesn't necessarily fit what I do on my main channel. So I hope to see you in both places. Take care, see you later, and bye bye.